You know, I like Xiaomi stuff in general. I think that they make really great stuff at an extremely great price point, whether it's, phones or power banks or accessories or, just down to household stuff. This extends into their routers as well. They make really great routers at extremely competitive price point. For example, this guy here, the Xiaomi Mi Wi-Fi Router 3, is an AC1200 4 antenna dual band router for less than 100 ringgit. That's like $25 for an AC router. As many of you know though, I'm based in Malaysia, and as luck would have it, the Mi Wi-Fi Router 3 does not work with the popular Malaysian ISP Unifi and also its competitor Maxis. This is because the stock firmware does not support a required firmware called VLAN Tagging. Notice that I said stock firmware though, because yes, we can fix it by turning it into a Padavan. No, you don't have to be a Jedi to do this, and it's a V, not a W. But anyway, this time around, this guide will teach you how to build an entire firmware from scratch. We're going to need Linux running, and since most people are on Windows, like myself, we're going to have to download VirtualBox. Just search it on Google, head into downloads and click on the Windows host. From there, we're going to download Linux Mint. I'm going for the 64-bit version, and obviously, I'm going to choose the location closest to me. The last thing that we're going to need is a special variant of the Mi Wi-Fi 3 firmware, one that allows us to flash a custom firmware via SSH. Search for Mi Router 3 development firmware and click on the first link, and that should bring you to the MIUI forums. Scroll down just a bit and you should see a Dropbox link, and so obviously we're going to click it and download the firmware. Extract it when it's done. Once our downloads are done, we're going to start off this process by flashing the router first with the aforementioned firmware. Log into the router by navigating to 192.168.31.1, enter your password to log into it, mine is set your password, and when you're in, click on the drop down on the top right corner and click on the second option. From there, click the grey icon to open the file browser and select the downloaded development firmware and click the blue button below it. This prompt is pretty much asking us if we want to clear the configuration of the router, and yes, we want to, so just tick the box and continue by clicking the blue button. Now to wait for the flashing to finish. Once that's all done, the interface should switch to English and we can quickly set it up in preparation to flash it over. I'm just going to hit OK, head into Setup Wi-Fi Network mode, set up a wireless password, which for me is going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and an admin password, which is going to be the same thing. We can now head into the next step of installing Linux Mint as a virtual machine while it sets itself up. Launch the installed VirtualBox, click on New, and we're going to name it Linux Mint. Click on Next. I'm going to give my virtual Linux a little bit more RAM at 4096 MB since, I have 32 gigs to spare. Create a new virtual hard disk. Next to VDI and dynamic allocation, and I'm just going to size my drive as 20 gigabytes. This bit isn't really necessary, but since I want my firmware to compile a bit faster, I'm going to head into Settings, System, and allocate more CPUs for my virtual machine at 4. I'm also going to change my para-virtualization interface to none in acceleration, as I found this to fix some issues I was having with booting my VM on an AMD Ryzen system. We're going to go into storage and mount the Linux Mint ISO that we downloaded. This bit is important. Under network, change it from NAT to a bridged adapter. This is so that our VM has its own IP address in the router, separate from the Windows system that it's running in. Hit start, interrupt the automatic booting, and just select OEM install. Give it some time to boot up. Once we're greeted with the install screen, hit continue. I'm going to tick install third-party software, leave it at erase disk and install Linux Mint. Keep hitting continue and just set up an easy password for us to work with, like of course the super secure 1234. Hit continue. While we're waiting for Linux Mint to install, let's run a little bit into what we just did. Padavan as it is now doesn't have any pre-compiled binaries that you can just download and flash as it is, and I believe this is due to legal reasons, as Padavan is based off ASUS WRT, or maybe it's just laziness. We need Linux to run a script called Prometheus that will help us to compile our own firmware, and also to put the router into a flashable state. This is why we downloaded that specific firmware earlier. It is the only known firmware so far that allows us to SSH into the router and to flash a custom firmware onto it. This is also why it's important for our VM to have its own IP address, aka changing it from NAT to bridged adapter earlier. The VM will be unable to communicate with the router directly unless this was set up. Let's fast forward a bit to when it's done. Click on Restart now and let Linux Mint boot up. Once it's loaded, open up the terminal and we're going to have to type in the following command to download a script that will help us to download and compile our firmware. Type in $WGET space dash capital O space start.sh space http :// prometheus.freize.net /script /start-99.sh. Basically just a command to download a file online and to name it start.sh. It should only take a second or so, and now we have to make it executable, so type in chmod space +x space start.sh. Finally, run the script by typing in ./start.sh. Key in your password that you set earlier, in this case my super secure 1234, and hit enter. Give it some time while it downloads more scripts. Press 1 to go into the Padavan repository and wait some more. I hope you got some TV series, YouTube or Netflix playlists lined up, as we're going to do a lot of waiting at this leg of things. Once done, it'll ask us which router we'd like to compile for, and as you can tell, there's quite a bit to choose from. But in this case, we want to target our Mi Wi-Fi router 3, so press 3 for that. Let's build the toolchain. Press 3. Continue to do more waiting. Once done, we're going to hit 4 to enter the firmware settings, and I'm going to hit 2 to skin my Padavan. Not necessary, but I like the dark theme for this firmware, so I'm just going to press 2 again to choose that. Capital Q to return back to the previous menu, and we're going to build the firmware. Press 3. Resume waiting. Finally, we can get to flashing. Press Q to return to the main menu, and now we're going to SSH into the router to start our flashing process. Press 0. When asked for our router's IP address, I'm just going to hit enter as the default IP is fine. And now enter our super secure web UI password that we just set up, which is 123456778. As you can see, I got a bit of problems connecting to the router, and I fixed this by heading into the network in Linux Mint and turned off and turned on the wired connection. I did this because I noticed that the IP address that I was on wasn't that of the Mi Wi-Fi router 3, as my default route and DNS were both 192.168.1.1 instead of 192.168.31.1. Flipping it on and off fixed this. Once done correctly, it should say that you're logging into the web UI, and again give it some time, and if all goes well, it should say that SSH access has been fully obtained. Awesome! Finally, we can hit 4 to enter the firmware menu and hit 4 again to flash the firmware. I'm going to enter N to backing up partitions because I like living on the edge, and hitting Y to flash our custom firmware because I'm an anarchist. Give it more time, and now when asked if you want to reboot, before pressing Y to reboot, take note of the default login and passwords. Once done, enter Y and hit enter. With that, your Mi Wi-Fi Router 3 should now be running Padavan, and you can close your VM. We can check that everything has completed fine by heading into our browser and keying in 192.168.1.1. When prompted, the default username and password is what we saw earlier, which is admin and admin. Congratulations! Your router is now running the admittedly pretty kick-ass Padavan firmware. If you'd like to hear on how to set up your router for Malaysia's Unifi or Maxis, update or maybe revert to stock firmware, stick around and I'll run through those. For Unifi or Maxis in Malaysia, head into Advanced Settings and click on WAN. Under connection type, change it to PPPoE, fill up your username and password provided to you by Unifi or Maxis. Finally, near the bottom under the heading Ports Isolation and VLAN Filtering, enable VLAN Tagged Traffic Filter and set the Internet VID to 500 and IPTV to 600 for Unifi. If of course you're on Maxis, Internet VID is 621 and IPTV is 823. I don't really use the IPTV, but if you do, under Choose IPTV STB port, you can choose one of your LAN ports to serve as your IPTV port. Hit apply and that's pretty much it. You're good to go. To update your firmware or to build a new version of it, just start your Linux Mint VM again. Start the Prometheus script by typing in ./start.sh in the terminal, selecting 1 and 2 to update your scripts and sources. I like to stick with the stable versions, and finally head into the firmware menu with 4 and rebuild it with 3. From there, you can flash the firmware using the web interface and navigating to the built firmware. It is stored under the trx_archive folder in your Linux Mint home folder. Unfortunately, flashing your router back to stock is a little bit more involved. If you don't have the stock firmware on hand yet, head to www.miwifi.com, click on the second tab, head into ROM, and then scroll all the way down till you see the ROM for R3. Left is for the stable version and right is for the beta. In this case, we'll download the stable version. Once downloaded, rename the file to just miwifi.bin, then plug in a spare USB stick and copy it onto the stick. We'll need this for later. Log into the router at 192.168.1.1, head into Administration, under Advanced Settings, and under Services, enable SSH Server. We'll need this to put the router into a flashable state once again to restore the stock firmware. Hit apply, then fire up your Linux Mint and Prometheus once again by opening the terminal and typing in ./start.sh. Press capital T, press Y, and it should set your router into a state in which it will be waiting for the stock firmware in a USB stick. Insert the USB stick prepared earlier into the rear of the router and use a small pin, here I'm using a small SIM eject pin, to press onto the reset button beside the USB port on the rear of the router. As soon as that reset button is pressed, the blinking red light at the front of the router should switch to an orange color. Give it 30 seconds or so, and once done correctly, you can try navigating to 192.168.31.1 on your browser, and you should be back on your stock firmware. So this guide is obviously not for everyone, but if you're anything like me and you enjoy tinkering around with stuff and trying new things, breathing life into the otherwise useless, or maybe finding a new hidden gem, then yeah, it's quite exciting. Or maybe I'm just a nerd for these kinds of things. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and maybe learned a thing or two along the way. If you like it, leave it a like, subscribe to my channel, stay notified for more videos and reviews and guides in the future. My name is Yang, signing off, and I hope you have a good one.